And good morning from Scotty Ray and somebody. We don't know who this is.
I shocked him when I walked in this morning, I think.
I'm still shocked. Every time I look over at you, I think, who are you and why are you over there? From blonde to, what color do we call this?
It's a, like a warm brown with blonde mixed in it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, do y'all not agree this is like way different?
It is way different. It was not, I wasn't supposed, I mean, I was thinking.
I don't know what you're thinking.
Well, I'm naturally brown, so like the
That
color
ain't
of my
got
eyebrows.
nothing to do with the price of eggs, does it?
I know. I like it, though.
It's what I had got.
It's closer to my natural color, so like when my dark roots start growing out, it's going to blend a lot better.
It's what I got used to, is what this all amounts
I know.
to.
I shocked him.
I'm telling you,
Look, when I come, we were riding somewhere the other day. It was right after we came home or something. And I reached over and grabbed my husband's hand. He said, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. He said, I just can't get used to it. So anyway.
It is different, but
yeah, it is.
Congratulations on your new do.
Thank you. I was going to cut it shorter. And I was telling you, I said one change was enough for the day. That was drastic enough. So anyway.
Yeah, I don't think I can handle two things in one day. Ooh, have mercy. Well, you are getting some comments there for some ladies that think your hair looks great. Oh, did I say that wrong? Did I say think? I'm not supposed to say that, am I?
Well, I don't know.
I get in trouble over here.
Lynn Swain says it looks great. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
my son
buddy.
likes it. It's closer to his color, my little one. So he's naturally brown.
Candace breaking out in her 40s.
Yes. I had to have a change. I just got bored with the blonde.
Well, by golly, you got one.
I did.
I'm telling you, every time I glance over, I think, who is that? I mean, I can't shake it.
Well, look, if I have a mask on, nobody's going to know who I am now.
Gotcha. Well, that's true. You wouldn't. You could sneak up on somebody.
Yeah, I might be getting phone calls if I go somewhere with my husband and got a mask on. People wondering who's Kurt got with him.
All right, I wanted to bring this up because this was such a huge deal. When this first started going on at Mathis Produce about the pot, I kept thinking, I didn't know Mathis was open at 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night, and then it just kept going, and everybody wanted
a plant pot.
Yeah, this big pot that they were giving away, and it became an obsession of people that wanted to win the pot, and it finally happened over the weekend. The pot was given away. So I thought we'd go to the live drawing, what went on at Mathis Produce over this pot, because it was wild.
Well, women like this kind of stuff. I mean, and that would be expensive if you had to buy it.
Yeah.
So they were thinking, yeah, get in on that.
We go to the barrel is from the pot to draw for it, and I thought we'd share this for you as they announced who the winner was. I think this was Saturday morning.
Don't read it, Nate. Are you reading the name? Don't even look. Oh, I'm so.
I wonder how many people they had in.
All
right, Gracie's got the winner. Oh my goodness, Susan Allen! Thank y'all.
So it was thousands that entered, and Susan Allen was the winner of that. And a big thank you to Clark County Hot Topics for filming that and sharing it with us. But boy, I'm telling you, that was huge.
If you had to buy that, it would probably be, I'm sure, over $100.
I would
not
think.
More. I mean,
A great prize, though.
Oh yeah, it is.
Everybody was interested in that.
Yes.
So congratulations to all the winner and all of those that participated in that. Wow, a pot. I guess men would get excited over a wrench or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and I found out this morning, because it slipped my mind, that Sunday is going to be Mother's Day. So if you're like me and it's sneaking up on you, that's a good thing to remember in between now and then.
Yes. I have to go by.
It was Saturday at 1 o'clock is when the giveaway was from Lily and Glenn. Thank you for pointing that out there. But that was huge.
It was. It looks huge. So.
Let's talk about yesterday. As I went over some this morning here. This is making national headlines everywhere as we look now. Tornado caused a lot of damage last night in Tupelo. I talked about it earlier this morning. We've got some bad weather we'll talk about in a second here rolling in for tomorrow. And this was a few of the pictures from Tupelo last night. And again, daylight has come, and I haven't had a chance to look at any pictures just yet from daytime. But as you go through this is some of the pictures here, Highway Patrol on the scene there.
Yeah, I'd seen where they said do not get out on the roads because of all the down power lines.
Yeah.
That's awful.
And
I hope nobody was hurt.
to my knowledge, so far, no one was hurt from last night, to my knowledge on this. But what is so surprising about all of this is, here's a picture here from Terry, Mississippi. As you look at this right here, that's video coming in. Look at that tornado.
Is that the same storm, or is
It was a different
roundabout?
one. It was a roundabout, but it was hours later. This was in the afternoon, say 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then that hit at around 11:15 last night in Tupelo.
Yeah, there was another one, like Yazoo City or somewhere.
But plenty of bad weather on that. And we do have more, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Now, also, I wanted to bring up the incident that happened last night with the Meridian Police Department. A suspect, and I posted this last night. MPD tried to stop somebody. They ran. They went out toward the Russell area. They stopped them. They were throwing things out the window. They apprehended them. Turns out the person that they stopped had active warrants. He had just gotten out of prison, had a felon possession of a firearm, felony possession of narcotics, and probation violation, plus had more drugs in the car. A second officer was responding to it, lost control somehow or another, flipped a vehicle, and someone else was involved in the incident. The officer and the other person was taken to the hospital. They're okay, but still an accident last night. But good job on taking down somebody that needed to go back to jail.
Oh, yeah.
But we hope everybody is okay. And that was out, the wreck happened there near Russell at Mount Gilead Road there as the pursuit began last night.
They've really been on the ball.
They have.
Taking people in, which is a good thing.
MPD has done a great job there. I hate the incident happened. Hope, again, everybody is okay with that. Let's talk about what's going to happen tomorrow. Now, what I brought up a minute ago about what was unique about yesterday, if you were to go to radar and look at those thunderstorms, they looked just like regular rain. It was not a storm that you would look at and go, boy, that booger right there is fixing to produce a tornado.
Yeah.
They were just kind of calm, and then the tornadoes produced out of that. So me saying all that is be weather alert. That could have been very well us, even though we've had instances, where we got up to that Category 5 and nothing happened.
Yeah.
Do not go, okay, nothing's going to happen, because it can. Last night was proof of that. I even, as I was sitting here updating things, I watched the meteorologist from WTVA, and he was pointing out where a tornado was, and he started getting reports of damage from a half mile away, and he goes, this shows you right here that technology is wonderful, but a storm can show here, and it can also be over here to the right, and I not know it. Right. So when all of this stuff happens, within a 1 mile area, always be precautious. This is what we're expecting for tomorrow. This is a 3 that we're in here. So that moves up to another notch of seriousness of what's happened. Now, yesterday was only a 2 this yellow. Is what we had yesterday. So we are a step higher than yesterday, and this is going to be northeasterly through here, and as you back out, and it's going to go all the way on up toward West Virginia here. But this is the eye of what's going to be going on Mississippi, Alabama. I'll be here live to carry you through it step by step, street by street, as it happens, so that you'll know what's going on.
Yesterday, the weather was really weird. I know the Kurt and Alden were out fishing.
Look what happened to you.
You hush. But anyway, it's like it would be sunshiny, and then it'd go, dim outside, just the sun to go behind the clouds. And then all of a sudden the wind would pick up and just be blowing really, really hard. So, I don't know. It was weird weather yesterday.
And we got a lot of gusts going to be with this other. Don't be burning nothing today. Today's not to do that, or tomorrow.
We ain't burning nothing anyway up at my house. It's scary to me.
I'm not a big fire person either. I always let them get out
I just
way,
need to
somehow.
leave when they're going to do that. I just need to leave, because I'm sitting there going just the whole time thinking it's going to get out or something. The wind's going to kick up.
My granddaddy was never scared of fire, and each year the neighbors had to come help put the fire out because he was not scared. He always got away from it.
Well, I have a customer who was burning a little brush pile or something and went to sleep that night thinking he'd put it out. But some coals were burning underneath, and the wind picked up, and he liked to burn the whole neighbor's barn and everything.
That would be bad.
Yeah.
It would be. Watch that. Always drag your water faucet out there.
Yeah.
If you can reach it. Sometimes you can if you do it out in the pasture. There ain't no water.
Yeah.
So just watch what you do. Let's say some good mornings. We got some folks up and stirring today. Miss Shine Pogue, all the way from Newton, Mississippi. Good morning. Let's see. Harvey Cleveland's up.
Miss Gail Gafford's watching. Good morning to you, and Aaron Hillman.
Along with Gail Gafford, raining hard in Birmingham. What in the world are you doing over there? You escorting again in Birmingham? And let me explain when I say escorting, what I mean by that. She drives in front of the big rigs, and she's an escort driver, not what the other term means.
Yeah.
Or embarrass Miss Gail there.
Don't they call that something else when you go behind them?
Driver?
I don't know.
Escort is what I've always heard, but there may be another term.
Okay. Miss Lynn Swain, earlier I mentioned, she said, my hair looks great. And Donna Roseman's watching. Miss Joyce Godwin, good morning to you.
Boy, Linda Jane, thinking your hair looks all swell and all this morning. She says she loves it.
Thank y'all.
Good morning, Miss Ann McKee as well for watching.
Mm-hmm. Edna Barfield, good morning to you, and thank you about my hair. I know there'll be some people that go, why did you do that? You know.
Mostly men.
Yeah, well.
Did I say that out loud?
As long as my man's
Men don't like change. And you wonder why your husbands always get mad over that. They don't like change. I'm just saying.
He might be thinking it, but he hadn't said it.
Oh, he ain't going to say it.
So,
he's going to think it, but he ain't going to say it.
I think he kind of liked it. I don't know. I do.
Okay. I'm going to leave that alone. Good morning to Miss Ann McKee. Also, let's see here. Good morning to Kathy Jenkins. Thank you for watching. Kim Valking also watching.
Miss Lita Jo Horn. Good morning.
I don't know of any updates yet on Buddy the dog. Kim asked about that. And I'll dig into that today, and we'll have. If there's anything new, we'll report that in the morning.
Miss Carolyn, thank you. She said she likes my hair.
So does Maureen Fowles. They all into this new do thing here for you.
Thank you.
Good morning to Donna White also.
Yes. Jeremiah Johnson says good morning from Seattle.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Linda Culpepper likes your hair as well. Charlotte Gray, good morning. Thank you for watching there.
Let's see. Barbara Vick's watching, and she says thanks for keeping us posted on the weather. Let's see. Alicia Fisher, good morning to you.
And and that's from Twitch. Somebody made a comment that they felt like God was punishing for, and I don't know who he's referring to, for somebody. Anyway, bad weather does happen there from time to time. Shirley Gardner, how are you today? Good morning from, where are you at today? Out of the hospital. Bless your heart. That's great.
Yes.
Glad you got to go home.
Yes. Joyce Godwin, she says, this is the other Joyce Godwin. Love watching y'all. Good morning. Yeah.
Also, good morning to Melinda Rucker. Morning from Little Rock, Mississippi. And Aaron Hillman is watching it also this morning. Thank you.
He says pallet car. Is that what the...
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's another term for it.
Okay. Miss Alice Peden, she's watching, and she said she likes the hair. Thank you.
We're going to do like an online survey and let people vote on this. Yeah. So far, you got all yays.
It's different, yeah.
No, I'm just saying it's different. I didn't say it.
But I'm naturally dark, so it's closer to my natural.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did you see this in the news where this happened? Covington County, Mississippi. Here's the headline: $11,000 worth of stolen property is found from Dollar General. And it turns out, as they do the news story and dig into this, it's a delivery driver. And as you go across here, this is from the Sheriff's Department of Covington County. And look at all this that was the stolen products that were recovered.
I mean, what do you think they intend on doing with that? Like reselling it or just
good.
having it? Look at all that toilet paper they're packing back.
It's a bunch there. That pretty serious there as they took a bite out of crime there in Covington County.
It's a good thing they caught them.
Yeah, that and of course that just all that does is cost the other people that shop at these places money, because how do you recover from $11,000 being stolen in a store that you only make 50 cents off of this product? You got to sell a bunch of products to make that money back.
Especially right after all this pandemic stuff, because they had a lot of stuff ruined in the freezers.
That's right. Had to throw away.
Right.
So don't be doing any of that. We go back and we look at this next time headline here. I don't want to seem impartial here, but here's the headline. This gentleman here, he's 31 years old. He's been in prison since he was 14 years old. Lured his best friend into a bathroom stall and slit his throat when he was 14. He dies in prison. They do not suspect foul play. Although that does not look like a 31-year-old, does it?
He looks 14 right there. I'm just wondering, was that when he was first put in or something?
Okay, and it is.
Okay.
It's 2004.
Okay.
I didn't see that in the beginning there.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking, Lord.
But he has passed away, and they're got an investigation going on as to what did happen. Nothing's been released. You assume if it didn't say that it was self-inflicted or anything like that. So we'll see what they come up with on that. This is just rattling across America. Everywhere you go. Do you believe this guy's guilty?
I mean, I would think so. Yeah, I think he is.
Josh, and you say his last name?
Duggar.
Duggar.
Yeah.
And, of course, that was the TV show. When he's allowed bail, he's not going to be able to return home. He's got, 6 kids, 1 on the way?
Right. And he had he had violated, I'm going to put it like that, his sisters, right?
Yeah.
And so his dad had turned him in originally. And then he goes on, gets married, has these kids. Like I said the other day, I would not want him around my kids if he'd been even accused of that. I don't know.
But it does make you wonder, after all, because it was like a 6-7 year span in between what he had done to his sisters before the daddy came publicly and said it. I don't know why, if that was something that the family had gotten past, or he felt that he was starting to do other things to harm someone else, and he came forward to stop it. That's
just a sick individual right there.
Beyond sick. That very serious. But they're going. He's in where they found him.
He'll be lucky when he's in jail.
Yeah,
if something don't happen to him.
Yeah, we got a story about somebody that went to jail this morning.
People don't think highly of people like that.
No, that was a raid back in 2019. He owned a car lot. They done a raid on it, and why it took from 2019 to 2021 for them to bring charges on something they found on his computer from that distance is odd.
Yeah,
is very odd, and I don't know the answer to that. So well, what did y'all do over the weekend? Did you enjoy it while we had a little bit of nice weather before the storms?
Yeah, I had hair on Saturday today. That's what my Saturday was spent doing hair for a wedding, hair and makeup. And then I went and bought crawfish and went home. We had crawfish.
Haircut and crawfish.
Yeah. So anyway, we had some people over and we ate crawfish. But yesterday was just kind of laid back. And, we worked outside a little bit doing some stuff. And I cut grass before the rain. So that's what I did most of the day yesterday. I was cutting even in the rain at one time, trying to finish.
Oh, yeah, you do want to finish and all of that.
Yeah, it wasn't heavy rain. It was just like sprinkling. But I got it done anyway.
See, Dylan Ray come home over the weekend. I tried to patch his truck back up. He got hit and run.
Really?
And so I had to fix it where he could have some tail lights there. I got that going for him. And then, the picture, if you'll look behind me, is missing.
Oh, well, I just noticed that. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I was going to, if y'all would notice, it had a glass in it, and every time the lights are on in here that makes it to where you can see better, had a glare in it. And I was going to adjust that right up until the time I dropped it and broke it.
Oh, gosh.
I am no good at that. So I'll have to get, what do they call it, non-glare glass to go and stuff behind us. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Well, I didn't know there was either, unless it's like, well, I don't know. I guess if it was frosted, you couldn't really tell. But
anyway. They apparently make a I don't know where you get it. I got to dig into that. But
let me tell y'all this a little bit of funny thing.
Okay.
Yesterday when I was getting ready to cut grass, we have 2 X marks, okay? Mine that I had before we got married is just a simple base model X mark.
Okay.
It doesn't have all these little gadgets everywhere where you got to pull this up and do this before you can do that, all that. Okay. My only safety feature on mine is just if you get off the seat, it goes dead.
Yeah, you lean up, it goes wrong.
Right. Okay, well, I couldn't use mine yesterday because the battery was dead or something. So I had to use the bigger one that has all these things that you got to figure out and all that stuff. So I got it up to the house, and then when I started to get ready to cut, I couldn't get it to engage and start cutting.
You got to pull the...
Yeah, and I got that to start spinning, but I couldn't get the deck lowered. And I just couldn't figure it out. I was so aggravated.
It depends upon the model. You push your foot and pull back, or then the new ones have this black button.
That's what it is.
That you pull up on and it drops the deck.
Well, that's what That's what I couldn't figure out.
I encountered that, and I had to call whoever's I borrowed because mine was getting worked on, and I had to borrow one that had that new feature, and I had to call them and say, look, what do you do?
Well, if my neighbors had had a video camera going on me, because I was aggravated. When I say aggravated, that is a understatement. So when my husband was down at the shop, and he's going, what are you doing? Like, and I'm going, oh, so I just put it in gear and just ram those things forward, like the handles forward. That thing come up off the ground.
Oh, it reared up?
I did not realize those things could pop a wheelie.
Oh, yeah, they're strong.
When I tell y'all that thing come 2 feet off the ground, I ain't lying. I mean, if somebody had been watching me from the neighbor's house, they probably were rolling on the ground because that thing went, whomp. I got down there and I said, I don't know what this thing's doing. I can't get it to lower.
Oh, that's too
funny.
funny.
So he hits that button, but that was a funny thing that happened.
And that does, I agree, because mine worked the opposite way, and I had to call and say, what do I do here? Because I'm feeling like a complete idiot. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, what is going on? I'm mashing the thing. I'm pulling the thing down. Anyway, we got it figured out.
That happens. It does. Let's take a moment and talk about our friends down at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Exit 151, new line of T-shirts are in here if you're looking for a great T-shirt for the cool, well, actually, it's the hot weather and you want to be cool. I worded that a little bit wrong there. But plenty of these to choose from, a great selection of clothing that you're looking for. From still, if you need coveralls, if you're needing some overalls to work around the yard in, they got that as well. But plenty of T-shirts. If you go through this with great little sayings on there. As we go through here, of course, all of your stuff, your outside decorations for your home is there. And some new flowers have just arrived at the co-op. If you hadn't seen these yet, check them out. That's pretty there.
Those are little violets, I think.
Is that what that's called?
I think that's what that is.
It's pretty. Looks great there. As we go through these hanging plants that are just gorgeous, that'll look good on your front porch. This is also new. They just got this in. If you're looking for any of this, go by and see them. And when it comes to gardens, they've got all this. If you want to plant watermelons, they got all your seed and all of that you would need for this. Just pretty, pretty, pretty. From ferns to all of your plants to go outside. Sod. Got missing grass, they will certainly help you out there. From insecticides to getting rid of all the fire ants and keeping the snakes away from the kids around the house. Make sure you got that. If you got grandkids or if you got small children at your home, those fire ants are awful. We have got to get
some stuff. Yesterday, I was running over them left and right in the
Throwing
yard.
them
just
all
throwing
over the
them
yard.
everywhere, yeah.
Disinfectant, they've got plenty of that. And, of course, if you're listed for the Twisted X, that is a great brand. It's a lace-up safety boot. Check that out. They got them if you have to have those where you work, along with all your seed, fertilizer, and, well, taking care of horse and cattle and guns and ammo, all right there at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, exit 151 off the interstate. Now, LaWanda asked a question a moment ago, and I'm not sure that I know the answer to this. She said that the Duggar boy, what he's accused of, would you think about dating someone who's accused of that?
No.
Or marrying them?
I wouldn't.
Now, as we all know that you're forgiven for your sins, but at the same time.
Yeah. I just personally,
your opinion,
I could not. That's my opinion.
You wouldn't go there?
No. Especially if I had children already or was thinking about having children.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. That show that used to be so big, that Honey Boo Boo, didn't the mama date somebody that had some issues like that on that TV show?
I don't know, because I only watched that one time just because everybody was talking about it, and I just had to see what the whole talk was about.
I want to say it was some type of controversy with that TV show where Honey Boo Boo's mama.
Why would you put your kids in that kind? I mean, like if it was not 100% that you knew he was not innocent, why would you even take that chance? Like I wouldn't even take that chance because I would be the one that end up in jail if somebody did something to one of my kids. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it.
I understand that. Good morning to Lisa. Do you pronounce it Camara? Is that how you pronounce it? Camario. Good morning. Watching from Philadelphia. We appreciate that you jumping in and watching us this morning. This was when you and I were in school, and most everybody that is watching, I would assume it was a common thing. You got in trouble. You got a spanking at school. When you got home, you got another one.
Yeah.
Here's the controversy this morning here. A Florida principal is facing criminal charges after spanking a child in front of the parents with a paddle. And it's, I've watched the video. It's nothing abnormal. I got spankings when I was in high school, and
I don't
second,
understand.
third grade.
In front of the mom. So did they call the mother
I don't know.
and have her be there? Because I know, like, that's the only thing I said when mine were little. Now, when they got older and they had to get, if something happened like that and they needed licks or something, I mean, but if they were younger, I would kind of want to be there.
The child tore up a computer at the school and got in trouble, got spanked for it. I don't think they done wrong, not in my opinion.
Well, I hope the teachers knew when my girls were younger. I mean, I went and had a conversation with the teachers and the principal. You know, if mine don't have their homework done, they go straight to the office. Straight to the office. Because I was being told by my kids that they didn't have any homework.
Right.
So by the time I figured it out, they had so many zeros, you know, like, so we had to, like, nip that in the bud. But, and it worked. But
Punishment, if there's never, you know, if you don't get punished, it's like, and y'all have seen this, if somebody tells a kid, if you do that one more time, you're going to get in trouble. Or you're going to get a spanking, then the parent never does anything. What do you think that child's going to grow up to do? Yeah. They push that line. There has to be repercussions for what you do in life.
And that's it is hard. You know, I never really understood when I was younger.
Because you get
people saying, this hurts me more than it hurts you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it really is a bad thing. Because if I told my son, like my little one that I have right now, I've had to spank him a few times, and I do not like it. I mean, I didn't like having to do it, but if I said I was going to do it, I did it. You know, if he did something bad enough to get a spank, like walking away from me in the mall after I'd repeatedly told him not to.
My daddy told my mama he didn't believe that because she told me that one time. He goes, it hurt him more than it did you. Don't even say that.
Well, I wouldn't sit there and just continually like pop him or anything. But I mean, the whole way home, Mama, please don't. Mama, please don't. Which people probably think that's horrible, you know, but
no.
I mean, that's what's wrong with some of these kids. They've never been disciplined in their life.
And you have to have it.
Yeah, they've never had any kind of repercussions for anything they've done. And so they run all over their parents, grandparents, family members, people out in public when they get older. I mean, you can't do anything with them, so why do you think?
I was trying to think of a thing of here, something that hurt me more than someone else. Oh, it was this weekend when I made this great piece of toast and I put it on my plate and I went in the other room and I come back and my piece of toast was gone. It hurt me more.
Did it?
I had to start back over.
I will say this, though. Anytime I had to spank my son, like, I hated to do it, and I mean, you know, but right after that, I would tell him, well, I always talked to him before I did it.
Not
and said,
the dreaded speech.
I did, though, but I talked to him beforehand, told him why. You know,
I'd just rather gotten that because my
understand?
mama would go on and on. I'd rather just gotten a spanking and leave me alone.
Well, I know, but still. And then afterwards, I always hugged him and told him I loved him. I mean, you know, and he hugged me back.
Do you remember Bing Crosby? I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Yeah. It's his birthday today.
Oh, okay.
Should he still be alive, he would do that. He had a heart attack on a golf course in 77 and died.
Oh, gosh.
So Bing Crosby, it was his birthday.
I had a CD of all the old
I
Christmas
love that.
songs.
You remember 6 Days on the Road and I'm going to Make It Home Tonight? Dave Dudley, which was kind of credited for all those truck driving songs when they start out. Today would have been Dave Dudley's birthday as well. He passed away back in 2003. Interesting stuff there. James Brown, the godfather of soul, was born on this date also. And of course, we know he passed away a few years ago. One that is still alive, Eric Church is having a birthday today.
Okay.
He's turned out to be a pretty big deal. I was in Nashville, and I had this invite to go out on the General Jackson showboat. It was like a ton of people. And then I got a call from this other lady I knew. And she goes, look, I got this guy that we just signed. And she goes, come have dinner with him. She goes, I think you'd like him. So I went, and it was Eric Church. And you think back, and I did go to that instead of going to that big fancy party. And I had a lot more fun at that event than I did. That was years ago.
Yeah.
Just funny how some people just turn out to be huge.
Oh, yeah.
You would have never suspected it. 1952, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard of this. It wasn't God who made Honky Tonk Angels. You remember that? Kitty Wells? And she almost didn't record it, but she was flat broke. They paid her $125 to record it for the studio time. She needed the money, and it turns out it was such a huge hit. And, of course, that was an answer to the other song, The Wild Side of Life. Kitty Wells. So that was a hit. It wasn't God who made Honky. Anyway, 1980, Bob Seger was #1 with Against the Wind. And had you told me that was 1980, I would have probably told you were making that up because
That's a good song.
1980 though. That's 20, 31 years ago. Can you believe that?
Flies by.
Let's see here. You remember a guy named Robert Palmer? Addicted to Love? That was
Yeah.
#1 back in '86. And then Shania Twain tried to do that video and dress like them. I don't remember the song that she done, but
Yeah,
she
I
did
know
a
what you're
video.
talking about. Yeah. Well, there was that man, I feel like a woman song.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe that was
the one
it.
I don't know if that's the one she dressed like that. I don't know.
She had the cane and the little
Yeah.
top hat, and
Yeah.
remember it well. I just I can't place the song. Let's see here. Human smuggling. Have y'all seen all of this? What's going on in Houston here? 91 people were found in a house that they were human trafficking. Now, they were all crammed in this house, and you can imagine how, and let's just call it filth that was in that home.
Yeah.
I don't even think any of the toilets worked in it.
They were in their 20s and 30s.
Yeah. They made a big raid.
Thank goodness they found them. Though.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how many people are like that's going on? How
Behind-
many places that's going on, and we just don't know it. They
People
hadn't
get
found them.
hurt, dying. People get trampled on all this. And there's another story that we've got coming up of people that were trying to sneak in that their boat capsized and a bunch of them died.
Every time when I think about human trafficking, I think about that movie Taken.
Oh, yeah.
You know, where the guy's daughter and her friend go to Paris or somewhere,
Yep.
and they get taken from the airport, and then that's awful.
It's
No,
kidnapped.
they got taken from the apartment.
Yeah, but it happened. They started following them at the airport.
Right.
And that is probably how most of this stuff begins.
Oh, yeah.
Here's that second story that follows up right with what you're talking about. A boat, and I think the number has grown since I pulled this story. They had 4 there. It was 27 that were taken to the hospital, but 4 confirmed dead. But I think that number has climbed since we've done this. And they were trying to also sneak into the United States, smuggled.
It's awful.
You think of the people that are put in the back of 18-wheelers with no air conditioner, and
Yeah.
they're smuggled. The heat, it's just horrible conditions that people go through to try to get here. We understand why people want here. We do, but still
Yeah.
horrible.
It's just safer to do it the legal way,
It is.
you know.
Let's see here. The 1619 project, that keeps coming up left and right. If you remember, I think it was 1776 what Trump had come up with as a rebuttal to this to teach exactly what American history was. That's been scrapped by the Biden administration. 37 Republicans are after Biden to ditch this project. We don't know if it will or not, but it's out there. It's not, to my knowledge, being taught in the state of Mississippi. I know California and areas like New York are doing it, but we certainly hope that stays way away from us.
This morning I was listening to the news, and if I'm not mistaken, some parents or some people took over a school board.
This would be that expensive school in New York where
I'm not sure where it was, but they were like, "We're not having this. We're not doing it." And so, I mean, I think more people need to stand up against stuff like that, because when you're dividing the kids even at an early age, I mean, you're the downfall of this country.
Yeah.
You're becoming the part of that. That's the downfall of this country. Why? I just don't understand why people want to just encourage, because all that does is it breeds more hate. It breeds more divisiveness.
in a lot of cases it's just a few that believe that, and then no one stops them, and then
Right.
it sounds like that group has more people, and it really doesn't.
Right. And I mean, it is part of like slavery and stuff like that was part of history. You can't change it. I don't care if you take this and this and this out of books and change flags and do all this kind of stuff. It's not going to change what actually happened.
No.
We've moved forward from there. People have gotten along. You know, I'm not saying there's no racism, like I've said in the past, because there is. But as a whole, I think people are trying to get along.
Yeah.
They're trying to do better for themselves. Everybody in this country has the same opportunity, no matter what color, race, you know, or if you're a man or if you're a woman. Or, I mean, people have the same opportunities. I don't know. I just think that people need to leave well enough alone and let people get along.
I was looking, there's another story that is out there this morning, and I don't know what I did with it. I can't seem to find it, but it was an article about Biden and racism. He's been claiming that the United States has racism. I guess I've lost the story. because I don't see it anywhere. But to where Biden was saying that America's full of racism, then he gives another speech that says, well, maybe we don't have any racism. He flip-flops so much, and the story went on to talk about where 60% of Americans are white, and you do the race.
Is it that one right there?
Let's see here. Yeah, here it is. As you pull this up here, he flip-flops on it. And they've put out a different message of this. But as you get into this, and it says, who are the race that's making the most money in America? And it's the Indians. Average income of $119,000 a year, followed by the Taiwan. How do you pronounce that?
Taiwanese.
Yeah, that's a new word for me there. They come in second. And as you get down to the different races, white ranks 9th on the list of making the most income. Now, again, it still has black Americans at the bottom of the list, but it is not white Americans that are making the most money, which is portrayed most of the time. That drives so much. America's full of diversity.
Right.
We do get along. It's
That's
only
right.
the people that, in my opinion, that are racist that bring all this up all the time, that tries to call, because they make a living from it.
Well, and just like them, I'm not even totally familiar with all the 16, 19 stuff, but I can't see where it couldn't not breed hate between kids when you're teaching them that.
Yeah,
And I'm just going to say it. As a mother, and my kids being white, I mean, God made them that way. They were born into this world because God put them here. I don't want them feeling like they have to apologize for the color of their skin.
Yeah, and no one should, no matter what color you are, should you apologize for that.
I mean, I have good-hearted kids that are good to everybody, and I just can't see people bashing them. I just think that's hate. I mean, that's hateful.
God made.
And if I was a black person, I would say the same thing. If I was an Asian person, I would say the same thing. I don't think anybody needs to be bashed for the color of their skin.
No. God put you here for a reason.
Right.
You're whatever color you are, whether you're mixed or
We're all God's children.
That's absolutely right.
I mean,
be proud of who you are. Do the right thing, and that's the best way I know how to word that. In other stories this morning, how do you go here? Sexual harassment has long plagued the United States, and that is a big problem. But, well, let me just pull up the story, then we'll get into it. A New Jersey police officer is demoted because he offered a promotion for whoopee. Is that a good way to word it?
For exchange for sleeping with his wife and his underage daughter.
Now,
I mean, that's like you prostituting them out.
yeah, that's exactly what that is.
That's just.
And why this guy thought he could offer this to this guy is even more crazy.
Yeah, he needs to be prosecuted for that.
But he has been demoted. He's been taken out of his position. But that is how you take
He needs
Harvey.
to get more than that. Though.
The Harvey Weinsteins of America. And of course, he's paying for his finally. He got away with it for years. We don't know the damage and the pain that was caused on people of what that man done.
I don't care who you are. If you do stuff like that, you need to be prosecuted and you need to pay the price.
Well, I agree.
I don't care if you're a police officer, if you're an everyday citizen, if
millionaire.
you're Harvey Weinstein. I don't care. Right, millionaires.
What's that old boy that hung himself in jail supposedly?
Yeah, Epstein.
Yeah, him. I can never remember that man's name.
Yeah.
But he was just evil to the core.
That's right. You shouldn't get a pass on anything like that.
Yeah, Andrew Key says, we all beautiful. True. And trafficking is another word. Andrew put that on there from YouTube, that it is trafficking. That's another word for what we were trying to say a minute ago. Let's talk about lawnmowers. As you mentioned, as you were out and about here, the folks out at Freeman Tractor want you to come by and see Kohler Buttermilk, and they will teach you where all the buttons are on the new ones.
Maybe I should have gone and had a class.
See, that right here, right there is the button that Candace could not find. Right there. So if you've got one of those or you've borrowed it, you push this pedal right there and then push that down, and then the deck will go down.
Do they have lawnmower races anywhere?
I'm sure they do.
I might be a good candidate for that after yesterday.
These lawnmowers will haul boogie.
They will.
This is the number 2 lawnmower in America.
That's the one we have right there.
Yeah, $29.99.
Yeah.
Or you can go up to one a little bit faster. This one right here.
Yeah. Oh Lord, I don't need to go any faster.
The Skagger, and of course the Skag, and of course they come with seatbelts. Yours has got one too.
I might have needed one.
We need to get you a scarf so it can blow in the wind as you go by.
I felt like I was on a bronc. What do you call them?
Bucking
Bronco.
They've got lawnmowers. If you
bull.
need one and your grass is continuously growing and your mower just won't do it, drop in and see him today. Buttermilk will help you there, and he'll take you through this and show you how to operate it and show you why you need it. Of course, there's plenty to choose from there. Tractors have just arrived also there at Freeman Tractor. Drop in and see them with this. They'll show you all around and let you take a look at these. Equipment has arrived as well. If you're needing, and of course, this is galvanized. When you see this silver here, it means it's not going to rust out. If you own a bush hog, you know that this hay will pile up right here. And the next thing you know, over a period of 3 to 4 years, you got a hole there.
Right.
This is galvanized. It's going to hang in there with you from disc to forks, any attachment that you might need, and including the new benches that are made in Texas. You'll like these. They've got plenty of them. You can get them with heat and air conditioners. These summers get warmer, and you just don't want to be hot and you're riding around checking on cows or your timber. Get it with air conditioning. They'll do that. 550s,
Nice.
750s, any color that you can imagine they've got there. Again, it's the short drive out to see them there at Freeman Tractor, Highway 494. When you see the fire department on 19 there in Sicalina, hang a left.
Yep.
Take you right to the door there.
I might be dangerous in one of those benchy things. I don't need to get in one of them.
Bless your heart. Let's see what else is going on here. 3 cops have resigned as of this morning. Do y'all remember the story that we gave you about the elderly lady that went into Walmart and she had dementia? She had no idea that she didn't pay for what she had.
That's so sad.
Her arm was broken, I think. 3 of the Colorado cops have resigned after that, after they were caught laughing on the video as they reviewed it.
I mean, a 73-year-old lady now. I mean, how aggressive do you need to be with a 73-year-old lady? I mean, that's just ridiculous.
It's $14 worth of,
And to
I think
laugh.
it was makeup and something, but the laughing was really done.
Disrespectful.
And
Totally.
she had no clue what she had done. And that is a disease in America, and
It
it
is.
can't be helped. You just don't know what you're doing anymore.
So
and,
sad.
you know, I don't even know if this falls in that disease or not, but which is the disease as you get older to where you say things that you're not aware of, where you kind of spit words out that you're not aware? Is it dementia that causes
It
that
could
also?
be, yeah, just dementia.
But, you know, you say things you don't mean. And it's just rough for family members, I know.
Like Alzheimer patients can be that way, you know, too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, Loretta Lynn got married when she was, what, 14? And, you know, this used to be a real common thing in America where if you weren't married by the time you were 16, you were an old maid. You know, they even referenced that on the Beverly Hillbillies when they had the old maid home. I don't know if you remember that episode. And they were all like 20.
no, I didn't see that. I can't imagine being 14 and married. But now my grandmother and granddaddy, I think they married when she was 15.
Yeah, it used to be, you know, when there was farmland and you didn't have videos to sit around and watch and you worked the land, you pretty much got married so you could have folks help
Well, look,
on the farm.
my grandmother, the paper that I wrote for her, she was like the oldest, I think, of a lot of kids. I can't even remember how many, but she was the oldest. And she had to take care of, every time there was another one born, she had to help take care of it. And I remember her saying when my granddaddy, she said, if Grady had have told me to stick my head in that fire, I'd have stuck it in there to get it out of there. Because she was ready to go, like, because she done took care of all these kids.
Right.
You know, she was ready to get married. But and plus she was prepared. I mean, she had to cook, clean, do all that at an early age. I mean, a lot of these kids nowadays,
They got rid of
gosh.
home ec and they ain't got a clue.
I mean, they don't.
Here's the headline this morning. In North Carolina,
That's too
you
hard.
can still get married at 14. They tried to raise the age to 18, but for whatever reason, it hasn't passed yet.
Yeah, 14, to me, my opinion, is way too
Is-
young.
Is the state of Mississippi still 16?
I don't even know.
I don't either. I'd have to dig into it. If somebody knows, tell me.
Kind of
Still
too
too
young,
young.
I think. I wouldn't want one of my kids to get married at that age. I mean, I
But
just
it
think they're
happens
still,
now.
Yeah.
Because at some point, if you're under the age of 18, the parent still has to sign, I think. Isn't that the way it's done?
Yeah, they would have to sign. So.
So that's going on in North Carolina this morning, if you were just wondering there. Let's see here. You want to talk about, do you call this justice? Do you call this karma? Maybe that's the word for it.
Karma, I would think.
As we look at this, a pedophile who went to jail for kidnapping and raping a 13-year-old was there within seconds, was beat to where he had to have plastic surgery. And they don't take kindly to this in prison.
No, they don't.
So that is happening across America, and I do think that's going to happen a lot to the gentleman there that Derek Chauvin.
Yeah.
His prison life is not going to be good. That's what happens behind those bars. And you've watched enough TV shows to know of these, where they follow around what goes on in there.
Oh yeah.
You even go back to what was the show that everybody watched with Morgan Freeman,
Shawshank Redemption.
Boy, that is such a word.
That's a good movie though.
It is. That prison, they were getting ready to demolish it, and they done that film there, and it saved that prison. It really is truly a beautiful building. And after they filmed that, there was so much interest in it. Now they charge for people to come visit it, and it was saved.
Where was that?
Can't remember.
So, okay, I couldn't remember where that was based at.
I read the story about 3 to 4 years ago. I'd have to go back and take a look at that. But boy, that was a movie.
Yeah, that was. The guy escaped, and then he hid something, remember, for when Morgan Freeman got out. He got it, yeah.
That bus ticket and the cash to get there.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been one of them. I didn't write the directions down right. Never would have found it. Oh, let's see here. A college professor has been put on leave after flipping out. Here's the headline here. And this really goes on. This is what is so much concern. After you raise your kid right, they go off to college and they take that dreaded course of philosophy.
Yeah.
Do not let them take that. And this teacher flips out because a student called cops heroes. And if you watch the video, she does. She just goes
yeah, I watched it several
nuts.
times. And this guy is like, I do believe they're heroes. They come to your rescue when there are some bad ones, but
yeah, right.
It's not as a whole. They're awful people.
It's correct.
Most cops are. I even read a statement last night on Facebook. Somebody was talking about our local, bashing our local, and everybody, of course, jumped on board and was like taking up for our local police, and it was over a personal issue that the person had with them.
It was bent out of shape.
Right. It was just, yeah. But I think if you're a teacher or somebody that is influencing children like that, if you can't have a neutral ground, that you can teach on, I don't think you need to shove your opinion down their throat.
You do not.
If you can't be neutral, you don't need to be there, because you need to let them decide
That's
what
right.
they want. You need to give them the facts or whatever about whatever you're talking about, and
that's the way it was.
Go by the books, and let people develop their own opinion.
I read a statement from Alice Cooper. Do you remember him? Of course, I can't name any of his songs. I just know he was back in the day different from what I listened to. But he made a statement just a few weeks ago that he felt that musicians and people in the entertainment world didn't need to force their opinion on people, because he goes, man, rock and roll stands for freedom, and he goes, you should be able to make your own decisions.
You should. And we're not allowed hardly to do that anymore in this country. I mean, you can't have a voice. You can't, like, freedom of speech. They're trying to silence that. They're trying to silence you if you have a different opinion from what they think you should have. I mean, I have my own opinions, and I voice them all the time. I'm not trying to shove them down people's throat. If it's not the same opinion as somebody else, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. You can agree to disagree in this world.
Right. Agree to disagree. And everybody...
Write that down. Yeah. Let's see. They had to take a mama bear out. Park rangers did. A dog walker was attacked and mauled to death on a rural route, and they had to go in and take care of the problem there. Awful situation. I don't get to go in many places like that on vacation that would even have bears, but if you do, don't feed them, don't aggravate them, stay away.
Right. Yeah, one of my customers, they were going to Yellowstone Park.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
They were taking their camper and going to Yellowstone. I was like, well, look, don't be going off by yourself. Get you some bear spray.
Isn't there a lot of hills out there that you have to climb up pulling a camper?
I don't know. I don't want to have to go anywhere pulling one, though. I won't be pulling. I'll be over here riding, and I'll be having the anxiety attack.
I went to Newton this past week, and somebody passed an 18-wheeler pulling a camper, and they had to have been running 85. And that sucker, you know how
rocking like that, yeah, because the wind can take one of those. They're not that heavy. They look heavy, but they're not that heavy. And,
it'll blow over.
Right, and take you with it.
Then you're going to have all kinds of an accident up on you there. Let's see here. So what is your biggest complaint against your husband? This is a new thing that they've done an article on. What absolutely annoys you about your husband here? And
I don't really have major things that annoy him. Habits.
Old annoying habits that he may do. But you hadn't been married long enough to be annoyed yet. You're still in the honeymoon.
He'll probably kill me for saying this.
Uh-oh.
You know those little tooth things that have the dental floss thing on it?
Oh, the
point
little
on the other one.
Yeah, it has a little piece of string and a little point on the end of it.
Right. Well, he is the biggest flosser I've ever. I mean,
Yeah.
But I'll find them laying here, laying there. It drives me insane. Like, I'll go to dust, and I bet I moved 3 or 4 of them. And then he's like, where's my little thing? I'm like, I threw it in the garbage. That kind of
he
stuff
could
aggravates
reuse
me.
it.
No, I don't want to go there.
I'm with him on that.
That kind of stuff aggravates me. But
Now, as they get into this, here are the most annoying habits to this person as they wrote this article was doing half jobs, starting something and then not completing it.
yeah.
I may have been guilty of my Coca-Cola machine that I've got torn apart that's been that way for 9.5 years now. I'm getting back to it one day.
I'm sure I do things. I know I do that annoy him. I'm sure.
Dirty clothes on the floor. Does that happen around your house?
No, I take the dirty clothes to the laundry. Clothes at my house I'm constantly washing, but it's like they pile up in no time.
Last week I got hit by one of these. I was in the kitchen and I had poured a new cup of coffee and I was looking down at it and I started walking back to my office and I hit a cabinet right in the square in the head.
Okay.
Snoring seems to be probably one of the biggest annoying habits women complain about their husbands.
I think what a big complaint with me would be for him to complain about me. I'm bad about leaving leftovers in the refrigerator.
They're not eating them.
Yeah, and then like I'm like growing a science fair project.
I forget that the food is in there is my problem.
Well, when you have it all shoved in the back, I'll eat leftovers. I'll eat them till they're gone. It don't bother me, but it just seems like everybody else eats them maybe one more time and that's it. And so I leave them in there thinking, oh, well, maybe we'll eat them again. No.
Jeremiah Johnson nailed the next one there. Hogging the blankets is annoying, and this is next on this list there, stealing the whole bed.
Oh, well, you know what he hates that I do? I'll get in there freezing, and he's been in the bed for probably an hour or two.
You don't put that old cold foot
I
on
put
somebody.
my cold foot on him to warm my feet up. He's like, quit.
Yeah, I don't blame the man. That'll make you come out.
He hates when I do that.
Let's see here. Andrew Key says he's bad about leaving socks all over the floor. I think most men do.
Yeah.
It's a habit you can't do. They say not soaking dirty dishes.
I don't soak my dirty dishes.
I don't understand soaking. If you're going to put them in there, wash them.
I'll rinse them off if they've got like a lot of food
little
or
funk
something.
up on it?
Yeah. Now, I get aggravated when somebody don't rake their food off the plate into the garbage before they throw it in the sink. That drives me insane. Because I'm like, now you're going to wonder why the sink gets stopped up, or I have to go rake it out. That drives me insane.
See, she started out with, I don't have any issues. And before this was over.
I'm not talking about just my husband. He's good about raking his out. But other people, other people will just, or drink a little bit out of now he don't do this, but my son does, drink a little out of a water bottle and then set it on his nightstand. And don't drink the rest of it till it's gone. Go get another one and drink a little bit out. And there'll be 3 or 4 water bottles.
I hear that complaint a lot.
Drives me insane. I end up watering my plants with them.
Oh, well, you got to do something with it. And then if you don't know who drank out of it and that kind of thing, that keeps going on.
Anyway.
This is one of those. My mother-in-law leaves napkins on the plates in the sink. Who would do that? Andrew Key said his mother-in-law does that. Wouldn't that clog up your sink?
Yeah,
it
I
would.
would think, it would.
Major there. So I don't know how to correct that one. That's between you and your mother-in-law. That one, rump row.
Yeah.
Now, the next story, the unfinished projects, does happen. It does happen there. Again, I'm gonna take pictures of my Coca-Cola thing because it's scattered.
Is it?
It's a 1956 Coca-Cola machine that I started out that I took apart, had the motor redone, and then I was going to get the body of it painted. And I ain't got back to it. And now I'm
Do you know where all the parts are?
I know where they are, but I don't know how to put them back in there, I don't think, because
it's been so long.
9 years.
Oh, gosh.
It has been.
How do you know all the parts are still there?
Because they're in a pile over in the corner.
Oh.
Well, I think that nobody else should have messed with my stuff. But it's a beautiful Coke machine if I ever get it back together.
Yeah.
So I need to
Those are
paint it. All right. I don't understand this as we go to our next news story that's out there, how a woman would not know she's pregnant.
Me either.
This
I
has
don't
been brought
understand
up
this.
several times.
I've heard this many times. I personally, having 4 kids already, I don't know how you don't know another person is in your body.
Because it moves around, doesn't it?
Right. I mean, at some point you're getting kicked in the rib, you're getting kicked somewhere, or something's moving. I could lay in the bathtub and see a hand or something go across my stomach. I mean, I don't see how you don't know that.
It gives me the willies. I remember watching that and like, ooh. Here's the headline here. This lady was on a flight to Honolulu and gave birth on the flight and claims that she has no idea that she was going to have a baby. There she is with the baby.
Yeah, that would be a shocker.
I mean,
I still just don't understand.
and I'm sure that was the
around.
reaction. Everybody staring back there at the back of the plane. That would be, you just don't. Back in the old days of the movies, is there a doctor on board? You don't hear that much anymore. But
I mean, I could understand maybe not knowing the first month or two, maybe.
Right.
But other things take place that would indicate that you're pregnant. Okay.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
I'll leave
so
that
I
there.
don't understand. I don't know.
Here's a sad story as we go. I believe this is New York. Let me look here to make sure I'm right before I say. Yeah, this is New York. As NYPD looks for this, what happened here is a school bus driver got run over. I'm not sure. Let me minimize this.
Where did the driver gets out of the car and goes up to the bus?
And runs over him.
But he got the driver of the car gets out and goes up to the bus, and does he say something to the bus driver, and then the bus driver gets out
Here it is. I hadn't watched it close up, but see that?
and then runs over him?
And then way up here, drug that far. There's no way you didn't know that you'd
Lord.
done that.
No, Yeah, that looks intentional to me.
It does to me too, but they're on the lookout for whoever that is that done it. And there's license plates there, so they know what car to look
Oh
for.
yeah, and ran over, like drug them, and then ran over the back of their legs. Look,
Yeah,
like,
that's horrible. And we all know you would have
craziness.
lasting effects from that.
Right.
You may be healed, but you'll be hurting for years over something
Just
like
think
that.
if there's kids on that bus watching all that. I mean, that's horrible.
Horrible news over the weekend, as prom is supposed to be one of the most exciting times for teenagers there are. As we go to this headline here, in Indiana, 2 were killed on the way to prom that night. On the way, and again, the key to this is to the prom. They did never make it, so you can't speculate, oh, they were drinking. As the Highway Patrol says, they do not think any of that was involved. The crash is still under investigation, but this young man and girl were killed on their way to prom. They did cancel the prom with that going on for everybody else
So
there.
sad.
And there they are there. Hate to see that. And the mother they're doing a collection online. What's that place that does that? The GoFundMe.
Yeah.
With that. And they're trying to raise $15,000 for burial expenses for both of those.
So sad.
It is.
Can't imagine losing my child like that.
I remember listening to Charlie Daniels, and Charlie was one of those a patriot as there ever was, and he always made the comment about judges being the ones that are a lot of time at fault for the way they interpret the law and letting criminals back out on the street. You had a judge, and we go to this one, synagogues in New York City. This guy bust out a bunch of windows in synagogues. He's arrested. The judge would not let him out. Another judge comes behind him and rules that, well, with these new laws that we've trusted in New York, we can't keep them.
Right.
So turned out, put back on the street after doing that. This is the lady, the judge that did it. He originally locked him up. Why would you want to bust out? That's just mean. But that is going on across America.
Goodness.
And in closing, one of these final stories here that are out here in Meridian, Mississippi. If you've never been to the Grand Opera House, what a thing! Sealed for what, 100 and something years?
I know, and I don't know if people didn't know it was there. I think
it was
or maybe it
forgotten.
was just But it's such a beautiful theater. I mean, or opera house.
Yeah, and another one has been discovered in Tennessee, long forgotten. It was a guy bought a building, had no idea what was in it, went to rent it out, and the people wanted to know what was upstairs. And they cut the lock off and go inside, and as you go through this, they're going to make it a more or less an opera house there. So pretty place.
I think it's so neat when they refurbish stuff like that and bring it back to life. And I was in the Miss Hospitality thing for Meridian, and they had it in the old Grand Opera House before they had redone it, like totally redone it. And so I got to see, the makings of the new place. And then I got to go to a concert there last year. I had never been since they refinished it, But it's really, really neat. It's such pretty architecture in there.
Yeah. So it costs a lot of money to fix those, definitely. Let's talk about Tiffany and all the things that she's got going on, and she does have a lot there. If you're looking for some decor, Tiffany's got it for you. As you can drop by, and don't forget they're giving this away for Mother's Day.
Yes, it's a $100 gift certificate. You have to go to Tiffany Blue Decor Boutique on Facebook. Just comment, "I love my mama," and that'll put you in the running for the winning of a gift certificate for $100. And they're going to announce that this Friday, May the 7th.
Yeah, that's right around the corner. So make sure to get your name in for that. Plenty to choose from there if you're looking for couches, if you're looking for pictures, anything like that. And, of course, she's gotten in her spring collection if you're looking for flip-flops and knickknacks to wear that are comfortable.
That's right. And it's located at the Atrium Mall in North Hills on Highway 493 and also at the Rustic Couture in Quitman on Archisa Avenue. If you'll go in on Facebook and check in to Tiffany Blue Boutique, it also gives you 10% off at the register. But look at these cute house shoes. I'm going to say them house shoes.
I call them house shoes.
Little fluffy house shoes.
If you're looking for tops, shirts, anything like this that the ladies like, they've got this.
They are, and like earrings. She has artwork in there. Cute tops though. I personally can't wear the shorter ones, but they're really cute on a lot of girls.
Yeah.
And these swimsuit cover-ups are a great gift, especially for if you know somebody going on a senior trip or just going on vacation. They're great to have.
And there's so much to choose from as you go in. As if you're looking for something to decorate your home, she has it for you. Drop in and see Tiffany Blue. Again, from tea towels to it all there. You'll find her there in Meridian at the Atrium Mall or in Quitman inside the Rustic Couture, as I tried to say that correctly there. But visit her. She'll certainly take care of you there. We come to a conclusion of another show. Is it an hour has flown by this morning?
It has.
Been
It's
quick.
really flown by.
And we've got our new you over here.
Yes.
But
yes.
Thumbs up on your hair. I hope you like it.
I do like it. I like it better since I tweaked it a little bit last night. Put some little.
Now, are you through tweaking or are you doing more tweaks?
Well, I'm going to put a few more highlights, just little ones through here just to give it a little contrast.
Do you call that auburn? Is what you call that?
It's a warm, kind of brownish color. Yeah.
Okay.
I like more warm tones than ashy tones on me. I don't like the ashy look.
As a man, I'll have to say I have no clue what she's talking about.
Like gray, ashy looking blonde.
Okay.
You know, yeah, I don't like that on me. It's really in style, and a lot of people love it. But on me,
Just ain't your
it doesn't
thing.
look good. I look better with a little warmer.
A little warmer.
Anyway. But let's see. Chad Acton said good morning.
Morning. We'd like to thank everybody for watching this morning. We do appreciate it. Remember, you can watch it on several different platforms, whether you want to watch this on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Plus, don't forget, we've got severe weather that is coming your way tomorrow afternoon. We'll be live to cover this street by street as it nears you. And again, this is a level 3 for our area as we go into this. Watch it. Possibility of tornadoes breaking out tomorrow. We'll be on this to make sure that you're aware of everything that happens with it as that approaches. All right. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow. We certainly appreciate it.
Y'all have a blessed day.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by